Hi, friends. Welcome back to The Author Spotlight. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm very excited about our next guest. She's got an amazing story and her new best-selling book. You're going to want to grab it. It's going live on Amazon. Maybe when you see this, it's already live because her story is phenomenal. And help me welcome to The Author Spotlight. We got best-selling author Ilona. How are you today?
I am fantastic, Michael. I love, always talking to you. So thank you for having me.
Well, I'm so excited about your book. You've got an amazing story. Not only have you been a TEDx speaker and you're working on getting your advanced degrees, I want to hear more about that. But your story, your new book, The Opium of the Almond Tree. That's an interesting title. What's this book about?
This book about the personal journey of the finding the self-confidence and identity in everybody else's life, especially, and I demonstrated through my life. It's a cry of the dream and a passion.
Oh, it's really powerful. Now you've got some amazing stories in the book, but kind of give us a little history about the story behind the story of how did you get to this point and why did you write the book?
This book was like just kind of inspiration and a spark to me. And as I shared like before, we all dream. We all think that the dreams are so impossible to reach. We think the dreams are so far away and it belongs to somebody else. But what I have discovered that when you dream, you can actually achieve that. So I put that into my thoughts, into my idea. And I said to myself, you know what? Why can't you do that? Why others are capable? Why do you give others the credits and the power? Look at yourself, Ilona. You can still accomplish something and write the incredible book that has ever been written.
Yeah, I know you speak everywhere and you're being interviewed on stages and virtual rooms, on Zooms and things, and podcasts. But your story, I'm on your website right now. And as a direct descendant of survivors from the Ottoman genocide, I grew up in U.S. Reading about Armenian genocide and what happened there during World War I. Your great great grandparents were slaughtered before the eyes of your great grandparents. And as a little girl, you witnessed yourself the collapse of the Soviet Union. You survived wartime in the Republic of Georgia. I mean, you've come through so much. You're a third culture kid, having grown up half Ukrainian mother, half Armenian, your father. And in the Republic of Georgia, you endured ethnic discrimination for much of your life. Now, a lot of kids in America growing up here and going to university have no idea what that was like. And I know as a mother yourself, what does this teach you and how did this mold you and shape you as a person?
Of course, any discrimination, any closed doors is a very painful. And I have experienced that. But Michael, it takes God's. It not only takes God and believing in yourself, it takes one special voice in your life who will keep you to push up. I always tell that you have the wings to spread because you can fly, but it takes a wind to push you so you can soar.
That's a
So
very
my mother was that wind for me in my life. No matter how many doors have been closed before me, how many no's I have been endured, how many laughter and mocking I have been experienced in my life, my mom was that wind to let me spread the wind and fly and soar to achieve my dreams.
wow. And you've been through all those hardships and that really helped mold who you are. And I know you speak. When you're on stage or when you're leading a workshop, what's your main topic that you like to speak about?
It's the digging through your confidence and bring up your identity because there's so many business people who are struggling, who are always achieving something in their lives because they want to prove something to someone in their lives. And it's so exhausting. It's so draining when you try to always prove somebody that you always want to impress somebody about who you are. But when you find yourself, when you become this hero, this conqueror, this champion of your life, you don't have to prove anything to anybody about who you are.
That's just really powerful. And I know that you talk about in chapter 5, you talk about your mama, and you talk about her very deeply. So give us a little story behind that story, and how much she meant to you.
My mom is a role model. I adore her. And I always say, if my kids love me half as much as I love my mom, I will be the happiest mother on the planet. She's the angel. I always ask God, what have I deserved, or what have I done in life to deserve the mother like her? She's been everything to me, a mentor, encourager, the voice. She disciplined me in a very, very strict way. And I thank her for that. She's my motivator. She's everything. And I know there's not everybody out there who are fortunate as I am to have a mother. And I understand that. But I know but some people have an amazing parents, but it takes a very special, this special feeling, this special God to recognize the abilities, those gifts that are around you, right? These resources that are around you, to click to them and let them push you, let them motivate you. There's so many people out there who disrespect their parents. And I want to teach and bring this legacy and keep this legacy alive, to respect your parents, regardless that somebody else has not. But my mom was just the angel in a humanly body.
Well, it's called Opium of the Almond Tree. We're so glad you're here with us on the interview today. The subtitle is Tale of a Royal Daughter. Now, you talk about beauty pageant in chapter 10. Tell us where that concept comes from, and what it means to you, and what you're conveying to the readers there.
So, of course, I'm speaking from the woman's perspective. This is my woman's voice. And this is something that I know I relate to the very, very, a lot of large of women's population out there from ages 13 and up. And every woman, has this special voice inside of her, who always dreamed to become, beauty, because she's searching this beauty inside of her. She wants to be validated in the eyes of someone about who she is, right? We all want to achieve something. We want always somebody would look at us and say, oh, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're stunning, you're so marvelous. But not everybody has that person in their lives who would validate their beauty. And the beauty is not always external, because every day we wake up and go into the wrong scale, because we measure ourselves with this commercialism that is completely ruins our identity and who we are. So my message was, as I was growing up, I always wanted to be, looked beautiful, because I was mocked as a child as an ugly by my relatives, because I didn't resemble them. So I wanted to, flourish, going from this ugly duckling to become a beautiful swan on a stage. And when I stood on the stage, I knew exactly who I was. I was the Cinderella. It was a Cinderella moment for me. It was the powerful. It was spectacular. I owned that place. And I knew no matter what are they going to say to me about that, they're not going to ruin my identity.
You reclaimed your identity. Tell
I
of
did.
the Royal Daughter. And it's called Opium of the Almond Tree. And you went in 3 generations from the slaughter and the genocide there in Armenia to instilling confidence as a mother now for the next generation. Now, I know you're speaking everywhere. You're doing interviews. Just tell us one takeaway from the book you want the reader to get today. Maybe this is their first time they see on somebody's Facebook feed that the interview was shared, and they're like, oh my gosh, you've got to listen to Ilona and hear her story. What do you want them to leave with in your book?
Number 1, become unapologetic. Unapologetic is a special tool that takes like I said, God, to really reclaim that power in yourself. You need to stop apologizing for who you are, how you look, and what you think. All right. Number 2, there's a power of no. Sometimes we're afraid about the no, but closing doors and receiving this no in your life doesn't necessarily mean that the life is over. That means there's something better for you to achieve and go through. And the third thing, of course, reclaiming your identity. Do not base your identity on someone else's opinion about you. When you realize that, you become powerful. You will become unbreakable and unshakable.
Ilona Parunakova, so glad to have you on the Author Spotlight with Beyond Publishing. I'm your host, Michael D. Butler, here tonight, and I've been hearing so many amazing things and getting feedback and seeing what you're doing on Amazon. Now, right now, the book is available for a limited time at a very special introductory price, and then you've got hardcovers coming as well. Did you decide to go with the white or the black on the print? Beautiful, beautiful print books behind you there.
Yes, we have two. A black one is available for everybody, and a white one is my personal preferential choice, and it's a VIP only.
Oh, there you go. And I'm sure you're going to autograph it. What's the best way for people wanting you on their podcast, people wanting you on their media interviews, on their stages, for them to get a hold of you, Ilona?
They can follow me and reach me out through my website, of course. And, there's a links out there that they can, of course, personally take care of it and contact me, and we'll be able to respond right away.
You're changing so many lives. I'm so proud of everything you're doing. And so by the time everybody watches this video, you will probably have already gone #1 on Amazon. So congratulations for that. And I know you're busy in 2021. In fact, you're going to Australia, and you're speaking virtually everywhere, but also you're flying all the way to Australia. You must really believe in the message of this book to be doing that. So I congratulate you. Follow Ilona. She's got some great content, and your YouTube channel is just full of great content. So I want to congratulate you. We're going to have you back on the show, and congratulations. Best wishes with this book and the next one that's coming out.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it's time.
Have a great one. Thanks for joining us on the Author Spotlight, where we feature authors' amazing stories from around the world.